everyone, and here in this video we are discussing about the locality of the island of the play The Tempest. Okay, so in my previous video I've already told you about the Bermudas, that is supposedly to be the island, and there's the various sources like from the sailors talks and all these things. And some of the German plays that they are definitely from which he has already heard of, and these had been the sources which is there. The thing was there, the germ was there in Shakespeare's mind by that time. Okay, now let's see. Like persistent endeavors have been made by certain matter-of-fact critics to identify the local habitation of Prospero and Miranda. Chalmers was convinced that the Bermudas satisfied all the conditions of the story. Hunter, another critic, discovered another equally accommodating island called Lampedusa, Lampedus, Lampedusa, midway between Malta and African coast. And both critics enter into the question as if it were one that could be decided by scientific investigation. Now, the critics are discussing a lot of things, but you see, how much did Shakespeare exactly know about these islands? That is a wonder. That is exactly a wonder, because Shakespeare may heard about this island and some hints, and then he joined all these things, element from here, element from there, and some magical stories, what he heard differently, that people are maybe turned into some other animals, or they're magical creatures, aboriginal creatures, which according to Shakespeare's fancy, Caliban is one of those fabulous creation. Okay, so let's take it like this. Okay, so in other words, Shakespeare has given us an island not inconsistent in its features with actually existing island. That's it, actually existing islands. Has not that has made his island the same fanciful texture as Ariel and Caliban. Now these are the two fantastic creation of Shakespeare, Ariel and Caliban. See, one is an airy character, another is a character, he's an aboriginal character. He has got all the characters of a native, a person belonging to. Who is the Caliban? Again, the next question obviously comes over here to in our mind, that who is Caliban exactly? Is he a devil? Is he a half man? Is he a half fish? Half what? Or he is a black person? And there is already slavery was coming into the practice when the people are going to these islands. They're getting these black people from there, and that's one of the attitude that may be discussed in the gossips that Shakespeare took part. Okay, so we have to believe that the thought it necessary to choose out some particular spot of earth before he could imagine Prospero and Miranda as he intended them to be. So he has to place Prospero and Miranda in such a place, in such a fictitious place, in such a fanciful place, such a magical place, an island definitely surrounded by water, where he can manage the shipwreck and he can bring all these elements, the elements of the earth and seas and air, the nymphs. So they also came in. Ariel was there, and then every person was kept over there as if they are been supposedly tortured. I'll not say tortured, they're supposedly tortured to seek his vengeance for the maltreatment that Prospero has got in his life. Okay, he has acquired all these things in his life. He has felt, he has suffered in his life, and his knowledge about magic, like he's reading about magic, definitely that has got a lot of things to con with the immense magical knowledge of King James I, that he was a profound follower of magic, and or rather black magic and witchcraft, and he was very much interested in all these things. Okay, so we had to believe that he thought it necessary to choose out some particular spot on earth before he could imagine Prospero and Miranda as he intended them to be. Surely Shakespeare's humor would be definitely tickled by the compliment thus paid him. So his humor, and there from there he brought some humorous things. And see, what can we expect of some trivial characters? Okay, who were present in the island. See, these are none of these characters were so ennobled. Okay, and these people are again taken up as God by Caliban, Trinculo, Stefano. Okay, so these characters are definitely, again, they're very low grade characters, but see, their jokes, their mirth is also of a very low grade. And definitely Shakespeare knew his audience. Actually, he knew his audience, practically what he was walking at. So if when he knew that these people who are going to show his watch his plays are definitely going to be groundlings, so like Shakespeare's groundlings, the basic people who is going to actually fill up the theater hall, they will love some coarse jokes and all. So he brings these characters and then he ennobles them by, see, Caliban is even showed much deteriorated character over here in this Tempest. So he is even worshipping these characters. He is giving drink and then he is flamboyant in his fancy. Now that is creating a lot of laughter. And definitely without these elements, Tempest would not have been such a huge, a terrific blockbuster play. Okay, so this is what we can at least assume, that Bermudas or this Lampadius, these are the two, prosaically, the island or the spot where Shakespeare wanted to place Miranda and Prospero and chose as the location of this play. Thank you for watching this video. Please write to me if you've got any queries. Definitely I'm going to answer these things. Till then, goodbye.